take you down, deep down to the front line. You woke up this morning, got yourself a gun.
What's up? What are we looking at today? Well, gonna be looking at something called ENIGMA Dry Hopped Kettle Sour Beer with Peaches Added, 5.5%. This is a little tag team between SURLY Brewing and KEX Brewing. They are out of the entire alphabet Iceland. What could I quickly tell you about this? A typical hopped kettle sour, annual Iceland Beer Festival, blah, 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 blah. Just drink it. Okay. Bottle cap looks something like that. And I am going to open it with the Snowflake Melter. There has been never more of a need. There is so many snowflakes out right now. Our own industry is a bunch of pussies. Of course, the news was overrun with reports about how Dix, never really liked Dix, how Dix, their CEO, came out today and said that they were no longer going to sell assault-style rifles, and they will not sell to anybody under the age of 21. First, and most important, nice job, douchebags at Dix, on doing what you can to try to steal some free press. You haven't sold AR-15s since Sandy Hook, so that's been 6 years. Second, if you're like me, nobody fucking shops at your shithole store anyway. I haven't been in ours since it happened to, it fell on their grand opening fell on one of our shoot-a-paloozas. Smells a little hoppy, smells a little peachy, and just in case it sucks, I'm over time. Cheers. It's a little IPA, it's a little sour, it's a little peach, and that was really fucking gay. Ends with it ends on like a lighter version of the one that I had from Indeed. Doesn't have quite as heavy of a nice woody bready biscuit finish, but it doesn't do bad. I mean, if two breweries get together and try to do something, you'd like to think that it's at least drinkable, and it's more than that. Well, why put this down? First, and definitely at this moment in time for me, be like a little celebratory. Yeah. Okay, so YouTube pulls my video, gives my channel a strike for showing I just can't be me without being me. Let's see, I think she was in the where is she? Oh, there she is. They give my channel a strike for showing that fine little tushy right there. Yeah, a strike. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, Aquaman is jerking off to a Victoria's Secret catalog and looking at a lot more more booty than that. I mean, God, it's a good thing I didn't show this one or this one. You know, that would have been a kiss of death right there. So they level a strike against my channel for showing that image and remove the video. And I couldn't help but, I'm Irish and good at it sometime. I left them a heartfelt go fuck yourself. And surprise, surprise, after a review of the video and my comment, they put the video back and they removed the community guidelines strike against the Brew channel. Does that mean we're on the right direction for YouTube? No, probably not. But I would at least like to, because they'll be, editing and they'll be deleting this one, and so when they review it, if they get to this point, I would just like to say thank you, YouTube. Maybe when you people pull your heads out of your collective asses and realize that you are losing in every way possible by doing what you're doing to every community, the gun community especially. Guess what? There's people that are more than happy to advertise this channel. Chevrolet, damn well, at least through Corbin Media Group that handles this channel and my the Ebomi channel, Chevrolet was more than happy to spend money over here. Even going, look at the big fucking titties. Yeah, let's get a gun out. Who cares about this one? Let's get a gun out. And suppressor height sights, night sights. Yeah. This one's not a ghost gun. This one is a race gun. Got to be able to tell them apart somehow. Now, I just have to decide on a color for the slide and... And if you're going to carry it, you might as well be... might as well be ready. It's trigger scaling at... trigger scaling at 4.5 pounds. It feels like a Stanley stapler. It still has the a Glock OEM connector in it, so I'm sure if I put a Ghost in there, it would probably clean it up just a little bit. I gotta do a little something about that edge right there. You could use this to, well, here. Could use that right there to shave. But it's ready for some optics, ready for some range time. I know NIHAP sent me a link before and I fucking lost it, but I'm really trying to find somebody. Chuck, free. That's the word I'm really looking for. I'm trying to find the best possible deal. I want to have my G20. Want to have my G20 set up for optics, and then I would like to put a set of these on it, because right now, as you guys know, my optic on my G20 is on a plate that's sitting where your rear sight would be, and I would still like to be able to do the co-witness thing. But yeah, I got this all done yesterday. I took my my trim router and I put this in the Polymer 80 jig. and use that. If you guys have done a polymer 80, you have to remove plastic back here and a big section of plastic right here to qualify for that 80% shit. So I just cleaned it all up, and then the tunnel area for your mainspring. I did most of that with a razor blade. I mean, you could have done almost everything but drilling the holes, and I'm really happy with the way that turned out. The only thing, actually the only area that I had any issue with at all is it got a little bit of a mar right there, because I actually had to use a clamp in order to get this this pin in. That was the only one that was really tight, but I said tight. But yeah, I gotta add this to the list. Smile money, yeah, I know. Smile money. Say cheese. I have to add this to the list of guns that needs to get out and be tested. Just kidding. So, comments. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Thank you, YouTube. You know, the sooner you realize that you are alienating yourself away from money, maybe you'll fix your shit. Coming in on the Wooden Soul review, we had Hornet Fixer saying "fuck off." I get last comment. Technically, no. Then what link? Oh, see, he's asking about a link to a video that got pulled before it was even uploaded, so there never was a link. But I did, if anyone is interested, just in case the world turns upside down, I did put a link yesterday for the Captain Dick Nozzle account. God, I hope Chuck subs. Aunt Keck, I'm last. Well, yeah, sort of. And I realized that the 1050 video was back up because someone named Jason Young left this comment. Just stumbled upon this YouTube channel. Much respect for producing a genuine video and not worrying about the hateful comments that will surely infiltrate your videos. Oh, dude, why are you assuming that? One of the few people with the balls to sport the red hat on YouTube. Moving from the Midwest, Kansas City, to the PNW, Seattle, opened my eyes to great beer and vicious politics. By the way, love the Smith & Wesson sign in the background. Thanks. Anyhow, I assume you're drinking the regular bourbon barrel aged 1050. Definitely try to get a can of the rum variety. Both are excellent. Jason, I don't know if you'll stumble across another video, but not saying that I won't maybe add something to your comment, but thank you. I don't understand why, you know, like, it's assumed that I'm the only person that is a Trump fan, because guess what? We went absolutely nowhere for 8 years, but into the fucking shithole that we are now. We filled the swamp for 8 years to capacity. It was already a fucking swamp. I realize that, you know, with what went down in Florida, you know, Trump's hands, you know, no matter how you look at it, he's in a situation that none of us would want to be in. Personally, I wouldn't be caving on the Second Amendment. I would be fortifying it, not caving on it. Not saying that he is, but we'll just see what happens. here in Minnesota, I hope the vaginal burp, I hope that shit gets put to bed quickly. Never know. I mean, after all, we are in liberal Mecca. Aunt Keck first. Aunt Keck, boom, pow, bam. Paul from PA Brew News, not first. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Paul from PA Brew News, which one got banned? The 1050 video, but we're back. Yeah, so don't be afraid to tell YouTube to go fuck itself and accuse them of being libtards. And laugh out, and then adding a bunch of laugh out louds. Ben N, 6th, what the fuck? Ben, I'm actually going to claim 3rd. That's fair enough. Paul at PA Brew News, I like the Booty Kisses video, haha. Hey, we don't get paid for this, but you'd be damn sure they're still making money. Yeah, they are. Again, how many of you watched a commercial before you saw me? Because I used to make enough to pay my cell bill. Now I don't make enough to... Last month I did not make enough to pay for the 6-pack of beer we reviewed yesterday from Dogfish Head. It was expensive beer. And Keck, only a fascist commie would come up with that shit. Yeah, exactly. And Keck, I don't own any assault weapons either. Neither do I. Contrary to popular myth, I do not own a firearm, says Fu Master Shoe. Yeah, I don't. Fuck. Like I said, what is this bullshit? Seriously. What is this bullshit? If they think people are just going to sit by, you know, I've known several people in my lifetime that have had one hell of a gun collection. My old neighbor Tom, I think I was his neighbor for like 5 years before that man, I mean, and we're talking about standing outside, talking, drinking beers, you know, if he needed help on his... If he needed help taking care of his lawn, I hope that's not today. Yeah, that's. Hang on, I just gotta check something, so I don't like. Okay, yeah. I have an appointment tomorrow. I have to go to see the dermatologist. I have something I want him to hold. Sorry, squirrel. No, I don't know if any other state has anything like this already on the books, but to say that if something happens to me, I cannot leave my firearms to a family member or anybody. Really. Here, seriously, again, let's just back up and let me revisit that. Fuck you, you can go fuck yourself. Because the state of Minnesota is never going to get a single one of the guns I don't own anymore because I sold them all Thursday. And that one's not real. I mean, isn't it absolutely amazing what you can do with a 3D printer? It almost looks like steel, doesn't it? It's just a little silver paint. Actually, it's not even plastic. It's edible. When we're done with this video, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna pour red sauce all over it because it's actually made out of the exact same thing that noodles are made out of, which would be flour and pasty stuff. So yeah, I don't own any firearms. I'm not even kidding when I can tell you that in the short amount of time since the I can't think of something bad enough that I'm not unfortunately hurting something else. The libtard, in the conversations I've had with people, they're like, that's my stuff. I paid money for it. I worked for it. I've worked all the way to this moment in my life to have what I have. If the fucking government, no, regardless if it's the federal or the state, thinks you're going to come in and take what is not yours, don't think so. You'll never, ever get your hands on it. I know I probably would probably say what a bunch of you guys would say. I can honestly say, not even joking, I would rather stand on the bow of a boat 5 miles out in Lake Superior and watch everything I own go straight into the fucking water and go right to the bottom before the fucking state of Minnesota would ever win on this one. It's like, Grandpa, how you doing? Oh, I've got about an hour left to live. Let's load up the boat and get out of here. And Keck, all of these anti-gun fucks can go fuck themselves. I did a little editing there. And Keck, exactly. The Second Amendment was created for people exactly for all of the Lindas. That's right. Linda, a representative from the state of Minnesota, our founding fathers gave us the right to own a handgun, not for hunting, but for removing you from existence, for trying to take that right away from us. Linda, do you think that you're bigger than our founding fathers? Well, physically, I've seen you. You are actually bigger than our founding fathers. But power-wise, do you think you possess more intellect, or you know more about for the people of the state of Minnesota than our founding fathers? But I bet you, and so on that account, does that mean you also feel that you know more than God? Because between our founding fathers and God, that is the power that we were given. Oh, just seeing if this is Otis 71. I'll have to get back to you on that one. El Tenda. Guys. El Tenda. J-Dog, here from work. No way. Johnny Concho. Cheers, my friends. Cheers back to you, Johnny. Fu Master Chew 12. Rich, just got home and I'm here. Rich again. That bitch is insane. Take the gun legislation and stick it deep inside your ass. Come and get them, Mrs. Slow cunt. Hello, my company. Ebomi quote of the day. I hope fire ants live in your vagina. I do. I do. Because shall not be infringed is pretty obvious. I mean, I realize people like us have to keep repeating stuff like that, but Representative Linda Slow Cunt or Fire Crotch Cunt or Vagina. And assault weapon, you just sound stupid because what is an assault weapon, really? I should make one where I can put a little grinder on the back and rock salt pours out of the barrel onto my tomatoes or onto my steak or something. You just keep in mind, dumb bitches like Linda from the state of Minnesota and that dumb fuck from California standing there talking about the ghost gun. How can you even take people like that serious when they don't? I mean, if I do something as simple, standing here in my fucking basement, do something as simple as a review on this knife. I try to find out some information on it. So you're really going to take some fucking quack seriously that tries to tell you that this has a 100-round clip in it and it's capable of emptying its clip in a third of a second or whatever, and by removing this button it'll be full auto? I mean, really, do some fucking research. Then you'd realize that there's zero difference, with the exception of magazine capacity, to the semi-automatic 30-06 that my brother-in-law uses with a 5-round box mag. There's no difference between shooting that and shooting an AR. Not to mention, I don't know if it was Feinstein or what, Trump was having a thing, and some fucking dumb bitch was going on in the background about the AR is the most dangerous rifle, and it's the one that we have to go after first, and it's because of its velocity, it just vaporizes everything that it hits. You guys, I don't even need to even go on. Little company, by the way, those demands from that cunt lawmaker would never pass. It's a pathetic attempt at grandstand. What a cunt. Let's use more children to make the uninformed cry and demand to destroy America. Exactly. The problem is she and the rest of the fucking losers from the Democratic Party in the state of Minnesota, once again, they'll throw their list of, their list of 100 fucking things that's supposed to happen, and some fucking panty-wag Republican is going to go, well, let's just give them 10 things. No. We take something back. And I don't know how many times today I heard Trump say he's just gonna write his own information. He's just gonna pen his own shit down to get rid of bump fire stocks. I'm sorry, but ATF sucks is absolutely right. Trump, you're a fucking liar. One of your very first things against guns, even though you said that we wouldn't have to deal with it anymore.
Is hockey on down here? Because you're screaming like I would if I was at a game. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Hockey.
Huh?
Master Chew. Yeah, I don't think I liked the fruity beers until I had some of the Rough Tail Brewery. Now I'm down with trying most beers. Who knows what we'll end up liking. By the way, the Brew Babe is magically delicious.
What are you pissed off about now?
Oh, talking about the... I guess I should stop referring to her as a cunt, because that's too good of a word for her. But that cunt from the state of Minnesota that has decided that if something happens to me and you, the state of Minnesota gets to own everything. But
well, I guess that was wrong when I reread it again a second time for misinterpretation. It's very hard to read those articles because I swear to God they hire a lawyer to put all kinds of word and verbiage in there and context that... No,
it's in there that in the event that something happens to me and you can't...
Did you read it?
I've heard other versions of it, and they were talking about it on talk radio today, and a guy that called very upset about that, saying if something happens to me, evidently the state gets all my guns, because you can't leave it to a family member.
Well, what about spouses?
I got them all over the place.
Very funny.
Here, try this.
I don't want to try it.
You'll like this one.
No, I won't.
Want a shot of something?
Do you honestly think that she's going to get enough people on her side to pass this bill? Because here's the thing. I think that all of these Democrats across the whole United States are in like desperate mode. And because they're not getting what they want, they're grasping at any kind of straw that they possibly can in order to, you know, regain the control again in some shape or form.
Oh, well, they're all, first of all, they're all initially pissed off because Trump took the chair right out from under Hillary. You know, it was her legacy. It was destiny that she become president.
Right, and it's destiny that I become the queen of whatever country. Yep, whatever. Moving on.
But yeah, that's all it is an attempt to try to disarm people like me and these guys and you from being able to take when Linda knocks on the door and says, "I'm here for your guns," the first thing that happens is she gets one right between the eyes. And that's what our founding father gave us the guns for. We didn't have this shit to go deer hunting. Do I think it's going to be possible? Well, I don't know. The problem is we always have some losers in the Republican Party that are like going, "Oh, they're so serious and there's dead kids, so we got to throw them something. You know, maybe we'll just do this or do that."
How about throwing that shit out the window and concentrating on consequences for people's actions? Because we sure as hell seem to forgot that concept. Have we not as a society?
That's irrelevant.
It is irrelevant.
If that kid would have stolen a Loomis truck and driven it through a classroom and killed the same amount of people, somehow they would still be blaming Trump and a gun and the NRA. I mean,
I'm just saying, if you are a normal, logical person, and I'm emphasizing the normal because we all know that some of these people come up with pretty crazy ideas, you should be focusing on what the consequences for that person's actions are. If they take a life, then they go to jail. Do not pass go, do not collect 200. You stay in there until the day you die. Bye-bye.
No, take all the guns from legal Americans.
Well, and that's the other part that just makes me mad, is most of the time people who are law-abiding citizens are the ones that end up suffering the wrath of, you know, people being idiots.
Shit! You think some of these fucking losers from Chicago up there dealing heroin and their guns that they don't even legally own? You think if the day comes and the list of stupidity that reigns amok, I can guarantee you one thing: I will never be one of the people like in Britain or in Australia standing in line to turn in my guns. You think those people will be?
No, they're not going to be, but here's the thing of that. If I'm going to go ahead and sell drugs, what am I going to get right now? We have so much overcrowding in our prison system. They don't have enough room for everybody. So you just go to jail for a short amount of time, you do your time, you're back out on the street in no time, and hey, maybe you lost a year or two of income making, you know, and selling drugs. But hey, it's okay in the scheme of things, because I can just get back out there and do it again.
Well, did you hear?
And that's the problem.
Did you hear how many times this Cruz kid had been reported to the police, and yet nothing was done?
And that's sad.
And did you hear why?
He slipped through the cracks.
Because the Obama administration was paying law enforcement agencies to look the other way because there's too many people incarcerated, too many blacks, too many kids, and it would just look better if the crime rate went down. How did the crime rate went down? Because just as much crime was taking place, but they were looking the other way.
Well, that's like going into a store and taking whatever you want, knowing that There's no consequences for your action. You can fucking rob them blind.
Well,
Go ahead.
Why?
What consequence is there for that action?
Why do you think that we're having so many problems and these fucking douchebag millennials think that they rule the roost when they couldn't even scratch their own asses without asking someone to do it for them because they have no consequences to their actions?
Well, it needs to go back to that. I'm sorry. Kick it. Tell me that it's old school. I don't care. That's the way I want to kick it. Just saying.
Foodmaster 212, dude, that's a sweet revolver. It'll go nice with the with my Henry Lever Action 22. Hee hee. Ed,
What?
cheers.
What revolver? The one for the kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
Evidently, Rich is planning on winning. Along with company. I also love how all of our friends and our fellow patriots' videos experience all of this video audio lag lately. It's like that's not intentional to make us not want to watch and give up on the platform as well. See the pattern, people? Ed, 8th, top 10, Bulwark. I think it's proposing these gun grabber bills should be immediate. Lifetime stay in a federal pound me in the ass prison. How does it go? I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. This is a direct attack against America and its citizens' safety. It is. You can say what you want. If our founding fathers were here right now and read what this representative from the state of Minnesota has proposed, he'd be the first person to grab a rope, find a tree, and end her.
Yeah, but what did I say about her? What is her other job besides being in the government?
Professional cunt.
No, she's a
Teacher.
She's an education.
There's a fucking
There you go.
shock. Get them when they're young and indoctrinate them
But why
into
do you think that she's pushing so hard? What was the last shooting? At a school.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a moron to figure that out.
I wish I would have been in her classroom when she was the only one there.
I think she teaches or taught at a university level.
She's a fucking idiot. Fumaster Chu, yeah, indeed, my friend. I thought you'd like that. Ain't I a stinker? Rich again. I do love me some liquor.
Is that supposed to be the Hooters lady?
You hit that one on the head.
The picture you have up there now?
Maybe.
I think so. I would know those Hooters shorts anywhere.
I would know.
I've seen them enough time in Vegas, okay?
I would know those Hooters anywhere.
Shorts.
Oh.
I didn't say Hooters, I said the shorts. The the short shorts and the tight little t-shirts that they wear. Have you never been to a Hooters?
No, actually.
Oh my God.
There was a place that followed the same theme down in Minneapolis. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, squirrel. Hey. Radio show tonight?
Yeah. Jim's in the bunker or in the anal cavity with the hornet fixer or whatever it is.
Let's not talk about cavities. You're scaring me.
Foodmaster 2. Sounds like another winner and a fine review, my friend. Cheers, brother, and cheers to everyone. JR10. I am with you on supporting the NRA again. While I am at odds with some of their latest actions, they have a big fight on their hands and need our support. Here's a link to a list of the latest anti-gun companies pulling their backing of the NRA and contact information. Thank you. I might even utilize that on Jim's show tonight. Because, like Rush was talking about today.
What? It's a Mexican cock.
What's his name? Mario?
Oh, snap! Not a bell beater.
Like Rush was talking about today, these companies that are pulling their support or pulling their shit for the NRA, first of all, these are places I will no longer spend any of my money or say anything good about. Having said that, just like what happened with Rush and with Sean Hannity, with the case of a lot of with those guys, these companies think that thousands, tens of thousands of people are sending these emails, where in fact I wouldn't be surprised if it was 10 people or less, because that's what happens, and that's what people, the libtards, are, and that's what they do. That's why I have more respect for the companies that are already coming out and saying, go fuck yourself, it's not going to happen. I feel like from this point on, I'm all for shipping everything through FedEx.
See, I told you, we all just need to stick together.
Yeah, that's why the CEO of Dick's is a gigantic vagina. Real cool burnout. Move to Wyoming. We need good people to offset the random rich Hollywood actors that buy up our ranches. Not all are bad, but I noticed that the western part of the state trying to lean left a bit. However, we are still constitutional carry, open or concealed carry, no license needed. The Second Amendment is all we need. That's all we're supposed to have needed. It was your controlling government that changed that, because they know best for you. Mr. Holster, wow, you get all the good movie ads on your show. Mr. Holster, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Check out BitChute. Actually, there is a B&E BitChute channel that I created, and I tried to upload videos, and it took so fucking long, I basically gave up over there, but thank you for the link. He has a link to his channel over there, so if you want to check out Mr. Holster on BitChute, do that. And there is a B&E Brew Reviews BitChute, which maybe I need to try some more uploads over there and get away from over here, but I don't know. Mr. Holster, how do you know what Old Spice tastes like?
What?
Oh, I had a shot of this yesterday.
Yeah.
And I personally thought it kind of tastes like Old Spice.
You know that how?
Joey wears Old Spice.
You've tasted him? There's something wrong with you.
Mr. Holster, snow melting over here today, and here, as you've heard. Mr. Holster, I thought I was at the captain's channel. Yes, you are. What is it? Otis 71. That's one of my favorites. The Dogfish Head? Otis, just subscribed to the captain. Excellent. I'll have to fire that up and make sure I hit everybody back. Stephen Bush, did you send Paul the White Dragon video? That'll get you banned on YouTube for sure. No? Stephen Bush, fuck. Minnesota gets proposed assault weapons ban, and here in Oklahoma, we get constitutional carry. Move. You got towned 11? You got owned. You got owned 11. See, it's melting here, Mr. Holster. We have 164 Democratic cunts pushing a federal ban once again. Have you noticed that there is no talk of the DACA all of a sudden, and it's all guns now? Maybe we can keep one DACA recipient for every liberal we send back their place. I like the way you think. Yes, that would be very cool. And quickly, I find most of the time I go to peruse someone's channel and I've already subbed to them. No, I don't see that you have. Oh, you're a Plymouth guy, so that's a good thing. You don't have any videos, but I'm subbing, and in case you ever do something, I want to get notified. Oh, I see you subscribed to the Captain Dick Nozzle account. Appreciate that. Actually, is the Brew Channel sub to the Captain Dick Nozzle account? No. I better sub to that guy. I want to get notified of everything that he ever does. He's awesome. Boy, I tell you, man, they've like taken all sorts of shit away. You can't, there isn't much editing power anymore. McLean, 5179. Eric, please don't call those liberals cunts. I like cunts. Fair enough. Cheap old gun guy. Linda No Cum is not a whore. After all, being a whore implies that she would be paid for a job well done. Besides, a whore normally gets paid for being fucked, not for fucking the whole state of Minnesota at one time. Oh, and whores are hard-working. Linda No Cum gets hard spewing her load. She's just a blood-sucking leech, sucking the blood out of liberty. Well said. Gunwild, Big Jeff, I saw that bullshit bill HF 3022 on Disgrace Book. That shit is worse than Californistan. Yes, it is. Gunwild, the cap for that tequila bottle should be a suppressor. Ooh. No, because I don't have any of those. Gunwild, my Heritage Arms came with a Magnum cylinder and a fiber optic sights. Gunwild, I should have my replacement knife today. And yes, you did get your replacement knife today because you sent me a picture of it. At least there was something in the box. Brad, video is up for now. Tardisius, glad to hear that FedEx won't be infringed. Cowbell. Cowbell for FedEx. As a matter of fact, my little package went via FedEx and arrived safely in the hands of Jay at Elite Ammunition. Now to see what happens to it. Okay, we gotta hurry now. My hollow point. So when will Eric and his merry band of rump rangers be attacking the Minnesota Capitol building? Be careful around all those Somalis. They'll do a number on your clits. Well, Chuck, as I see it, if we are arranging an attack on the Minnesota Capitol building, on our way in, take out as many Somalis as possible before we go to get our freedoms back, granted to us by God and our founding fathers. Joey, I hope those bills don't pass because you'll be just as bad as us. No, Joey, I won't be as bad as you because I will fucking move in a heartbeat. Joey, hey Linda, see you next Tuesday. Yeah, cunt. Oh, I'm sorry. She's not a cunt. She's a hooker. No, she's not even a hooker. She's a liberal. Joey Cuz, what kind of world do we live in where a Hot Wheels video gets flagged? Wait, I just have It must have been a Ford. You, Joey. Stephen Bush, back from the dead. Oh, that's on the 1050. Crazy Scotsman, Brew Babe wearing some plaid. Her eyes are pretty amazing too. 10. Yeah, it's kind of been a while since I've gone with one of the brew beer girls, but you can blame Wade and Ed and Brad for there's just so many girls and so little time. Crazy Scotsman, wow, do you have some cunt snowflakes up there? Not only unconstitutional, but honestly, how many cops will actually be on board about inspecting every year, such as a crock of shit from brain-dead liberal cunt stain? I don't know, but they'll never be inspecting here because I don't own any firearms. Crazy Scotsman, awesome addition to the giveaway. The ATF sucks is a hell of a guy. Absolutely. Smile Money. Well, not much infringed in the proposed Minnesota gun control bill. Maybe the police could store the gun for you and you could get visitation rights. Probably not. Crazy Scotsman, excellent review, brother. Cars kill more every year. Don't see the outcry for them to be banned. Over 36,000 a year. Actually, last year it was 42,000, and it was over 20,000 that were killed with knives. But we don't hear about sharp implements being banned because it doesn't suit the liberal agenda. And we're coming up on an hour. God damn it. Sharky762, Brew Babe sure has nice boobs. Yes. Yes. EMT Rail Fan, why would you torture those poor fire ants like that and make them gag on the smell of Linda's vajayjay? You're right. I wasn't thinking about those poor ants. Smile Money, I appreciate your amended position on the NRA. That was the sentiment I was attempting to convey. Thumbs up. Thank you, my friend. And actually, while I'm editing this, I think I will go up and reinstate my my account with them. Wade, Big Redneck Papa. Do these useless fucks even read the Constitution they swore to uphold and defend? Evidently not, because, you know, according to Obama, it's just a thing that was put together by those fucking old hacks that couldn't possibly understand where our country would be. No, those old hacks understood perfectly where our country would be. Wait again. Tastes like Old Spice? I got called by the PD for an unconscious PT. Is that a person? During my assessment, I noticed a strong smell and several empty Aquavelva hair tonic in the back seat. Utilizing my window punch, I applied an enthusiastic sternal rub. He woke up and I asked him, "Are you a diabetic?" "No," he said. He was DUI on 140 proof hair oil. Hitting the refresh button, then we're getting out of here. Aunt Keck, you fucker. I'm not hitting the refresh button again, so... Here we go. Aunt Keck going for last. Aunt Keck, last comment. Aunt Keck going for last comment. Aunt Keck, screw you, Joey. Aunt Keck, screw you, Joey. Aunt Keck, screw you, Joey. So, It's like, come on, get out of the bottle. It's like a freaking ketchup bottle. Yeah, this wasn't bad. So, the ENIGMA dry hopped kettle sour beer with peaches added from SURLY and KEX Brewing. On the E-scale, actually, I thought this was very enjoyable. This would make a very nice a daily drinker. Only 5.5%, but either way, on the E-scale, I'm going to give this an 8.5. And I have to say, I can't remember what I paid for it, but of course it's not going to be a full-time production thing. But if I see another one, I might grab one just for a weekend beer. And Mario would like to say cheers to everybody. And we will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, freedom ain't free, baby. And this is a time we need to step up our game. Never feel. It's like they're trying to now make us people that enjoy guns. Like somehow we're supposed to be the bad guy. I have never felt more compelled to open carry than I do right now. Well, not right now, because that'd be a bad thing. That would end poorly. Hey, I got a fucking permit for that.